How many would vote for Carol to be the governor of Nairobi? Based on what she has said. In fact, to save time, I should just say I agree. And that's okay. But anyway, since I'm long about, I think I should take this opportunity, first of all, to thank KEPSA for bringing us together. I think the space that KEPSA has been able to take over the last few years in public, private dialogue forums, in engagement with Parliament, and all these other institutions is really a good example for Kenyans, that you've taken seriously your civic duty to engage, your civic duty to participate. Last year, 2020 January, we had the first roundtable of the Nairobi Senator with KEPSA, and I think it was very successful. We tracked the matrix of the things we discussed and the interventions so needed. So congratulations, KEPSA and all the partners. Good morning, everyone. I don't know how you did the invite within KEPSA, because in every table I can see my friends. I don't know if you just said friends of Sakata that come for this meeting, or that I generally have a lot of friends within these circles. It's good to see all of you. This one, thank you for coming. Thank you for being part of this discussion. In 48 days and 19 hours, we are going to make a decision about our city and about our country. It's an important decision that we have to make. I think the realization that our destiny is in our hands and that we can actually make a change really should drive us, even to engage and participate. And I was just sharing earlier with the team as we were holding them, that KEPSA, CAM, you should engage with all the political parties. Make sure you have part of what you want in each party's manifesto. Be nonpartisan. We have a bottom-up economic forum after this. Send someone there. The Kenya Kwanza team, send someone to Azimio, so that you are on the table. And I keep saying, if you're not on the table, you'll be on the menu. So you have to choose whether you want to be on the table or on the menu. For us, I'm glad you invited our team. I'm here with my running mate, Njoroge Mushiri, who, as Carol said, is part, or rather has come from one of the member organizations from ABSA. He's been in the corporate sector for many years. I'm very lucky and honored to have him as my running mate, as a former team that wants to take Nairobi to the next level. Carol said that Nairobi is one of the cities where we say it used to be like this, now it is not. And the rest of the world, they say, we didn't have this, now we do. And I keep telling people, there are two ways to look at Nairobi. In terms of what it has always been, in terms of what's not working, or in terms of what it must be. It's very easy to be skeptical. It's very easy to have doubts, but we choose to remain unapologetically optimistic without being recklessly naive about what Nairobi can and must be. And I want to summarize that even as I go through the areas that Carol has listed quite briefly because of time. We want a city of order and dignity. If we provide order and dignity to all, in all aspects, then we shall create a city of hope and opportunity for everybody. Everything revolves around order and dignity, and I will explain. Order is all of us knowing what needs to be done, having the rules clear, the information available, and it being followed by everybody. So whether it comes to traffic, whether it is about solid waste management, whether it is about every aspect we're spoken about, we must have a city of order. Whether it is the traders coming to different parts of the world, new roads coming up, everybody thinks they can set up their place, matatus doing whatever they want. We cannot have that in a 21st century global hub or global capital. We must have order. And we must provide our citizens with dignity wherever they are. As we were discussing earlier, it is sad that the people of Nairobi have accepted that in some areas you have to jump over sewers to get to your house, that there are mounds of garbage all over, Of course, some cleanup has been done where people like us can see. But if you go just downtown, go beyond Miami, go to Kariobangi, go to the east of the city, really there's lack of dignity because of the built environment and how people are living. The fact that many people have to share one room with their children and separated with the curtain, that is not dignity. That you have to go share a bathroom outside, that is not dignity. You know what the bulk of Nairobians go through? That even when they come to these spaces, because it affects your esteem, it affects your attitude, it affects how you look at yourself. Studies have been done in many places. In New York, one of these low-income areas, all they did was to paint the places with crime much down by 47%, just because of the built environment, and because that affects how people see themselves. So we have a system of order and dignity, and for us, we're very clear that we want a pro-business capital. It must be pro-business, pro-enterprise. That everything we're doing is to create opportunities. Everything we're doing, once we have that order and we're thinking of dignity, we reorient. Yeah, I was just having a discussion earlier where like these fines that we're being given, how do we pay these fines? When you think of Kanjo and Carol said that enforcement, it shouldn't be that every time you see a county officer, it is to get a fine from you or that you've done something wrong. But when they come to you, it should be like, okay, how do we help you with your business? How do we make your business better? How do we sort out, the environment in which you're operating, not just fines, and I'll go into those details. So let me just start then with the first area that you've spoken about, because you've looked at different areas, whether it's transport, whether it is water, integrated urban land use, or waste management. All of this must be achieved, and I'm very fortunate that I've served as senator. I have studied the first government of Nairobi, of Governor Kidero, his accomplishments and shortcomings. You know, Shakespeare says, truly wise is he who learns from another's mishap. And it is not prudent to say, everybody failed, and I'm the magician who's coming to sort out Nairobi. No. There is what they did right. Remember the starting revolution? It had not been there, some of the structures, some of the, starting a public service board, having staff seconded to you from the national government, inheriting some who are at the city council, then employing more. So there's the wins and the losses from the first government, the second administration of Mike Sonko, what they did well, what they didn't do well, the NMS, and I think by all of that, then we present what we think the third iteration of the evolution of Nairobi must portend. The first thing we must do to achieve all these things is to structure Nairobi properly. Structuring Nairobi properly is the beginning of creating order. Structuring it properly means this. The person in charge of roads in Kayole doesn't need to sort out roads in Hawaii. The person dealing with garbage in Westlands should have nothing to do with garbage in South Sea. We must divide Nairobi structurally into 5 boroughs. We're going to have Nairobi North, East, West, South, and Central. The Urban Areas and Cities Act allows us to have city managers who then manage those areas. Because today, when you call the person in charge of, for instance, garbage, you tell them, hey, I have seen a heap of garbage at Upper Hill when I was coming for this meeting. They say, I'm so sorry, sir. There's a crisis in Roysambu that I'm sorting out. If you tell them the same, they're like, oh, sorry, there's this in South Sea. No. We're going to have every service center, every interaction by the public, every need to serve the people stepped down into those boroughs, and you know who is accountable for that area. So if it is Westlands or Nairobi West Borough, whether it is your licenses, whether it is your permits, whether it is your water issues, you have nothing to do with City Hall. Get your stuff sorted out there. We have the services delivered there. And that city manager or assistant city manager then reports to the chief city manager. We must restructure it. Nairobi is too, I don't want to say formless, but too intense for you to imagine that at the top, you'll be able to sort it out. So to step down the evolution one level in Nairobi by having the assistant city managers, and the chief city manager will be the deputy governor, Mr. Jeroge Muchiri, who these 5 are going to be reporting So that is the structure we want to operate as. It will give us accountability. So once we sit and say, okay, what does Nairobi South mean? And we see the role of those sub-county administrators and the structure. And they tell us, this is what we need to bring it, okay? This is what we need for roads, okay? This is what we need for water, etc. We agree. This is the budget. We provide it, no excuses. No excuses about that. If you're not delivering that, you go home. Because we want to see our citizens as customers. And we must provide services to our customers. So there will be no excuses from there moving forward. Number two, and these are just some of the cross-cutting issues, multiple licenses. If you go to businesses, and I'm sure all of your businesses, once you enter, you open the door, there's a big frame with so many licenses. So you water, air, there's a business permit, fire, where you pay 4,500 shillings to be given a certificate, as if that can stop a fire. That will end. MCSK, PRISC, all of that, we are going to put it down into one license. Let the county pay all of those other agencies. But you have one license that you pay that has a QR code, and there's one inspector for that area. It cannot be that today a business, they see somebody coming, oh, I'm from City Council, I'm from health. You have this problem, your dustbin is not plastic. Tomorrow, someone comes to another reason. That will have to end. Such that in this certain area of this borough, once you step down to your street, you know the inspectorate officer is Mr. Kamau or Mr. Onyango, who comes and checks, and it is digitized. So that we don't have, because it's become an avenue for rent seeking. I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs when I go around the city. And the reason why, in fact, revenue has gone down in Nairobi is because of that harassment and the policing nature of collection of revenue. That you have KRA moving around with GSU to businesses harassing people. So when they show up, I was talking to a guy who was liquor, wines and spirits in Lulu. And he says, once we see the first guy who comes, on our WhatsApp group, we inform the rest. And so, you deal with me, but everybody else closes their business. Is that good for business? No, it is not. So there's going to be one license, and that's something you can hold me to account, and we're going to do it by using technology. We must leverage technology. So all the services offered at City Hall should be offered online and at every borough. You do not have to come to City Hall unless you want to come say hi to me. If it is for something else service, go to your borough, you will get it over there, and that becomes your service center. And we bring in together the different departments that report to the Assistant City Manager. That will come through legislation. The Urban Areas and Cities Act already provides us an opportunity for doing that. So of course there must be a balance, because many of these licenses are avenues for revenue. I'm not saying we will reduce the avenues for revenue, but you don't have to have different departments and different people harassing you, even at the national level. Because some of them are statutory. We have to agree that once this kind of business needs this kind of permits, once they pay everything is when I issue them with a single unified business permit. That is our technology. We must leverage technology. How we deal with corruption in this city is by making sure we reduce as much as possible human interaction with cash. You must reduce human interaction with cash. And I'm glad again, my running mate, my deputy, has been Chief Operating Officer. He's a systems person, not system that I'm currently dealing with, not system, but systems. Yeah, because we must use technology. It is a 21st century global capital. So let us go first to transport then. I agree again with the crowd. We cannot have a situation where the only public thing about public transport in Nairobi is the passengers. We don't have a public service transport system in Nairobi. It is private. We must, there is no two ways of doing it. In fact, leave alone the bus rapid transport on its own, because that will sort it out. More roads won't sort out the traffic problem. It won't. If you study New York and read a book by Robert Caro. Robert Caro is the biographer of Lyndon Johnson, but he has a book about Robert Moses, who for a long time was involved with New York. The book is called The Power Book. It talks about how this guy was just bent on building roads. The more roads you do, the more cars people buy, the more traffic you have. Remember Thika Road? We said that is going to be the solution, isn't it? For traffic. Thika Road was built, everybody moved. Today, you don't want to be there at 7:30 a.m. I'm sure many who are late came by Thika Road. What we require is train, mass transit. Today we have, if you look at our roads, every vehicle has 1 or 2 people. Just 1 or 2 people coming. Yeah? When I came here, there was a long line, and of course I didn't overlap. I stayed in my place. I don't have silence. But I saw vehicles, 1 or 2 people, you can't sort it out. Now Nairobi has a plan. There's an integrated transit plan that is comprehensive, coordinated. It is a holistic plan that has heavy rail, not just the light rail, there's heavy rail on the heavy nodes. So there's the Thika Road line to coming this way into the city, that's our heaviest trunk, and there is one coming down. That's why initially we were saying the space they used for the expressway ideally, that should have been a heavy rail train, because that one also will start having traffic as well. But that has been done. This plan cost 400 million shillings, was done by Nairobi Council together with the Japanese. It is there. There are many entities ready and available to come and partner with us in providing serious mass transit with what we call the Nairobi Loop Line. That is what we're going to do. We must. There's no 2 ways about it. We must do it. I was recently in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, and I met a guy who's doing the Riyadh metro, the metro system. His name is George Odongo. The same guy who did Dubai with the state. George Odongo is a Kenyan. The other day I was in London, and so Manoa invited me to have dinner with the guy at Imperial College. The head of the civil engineering department, who has sorted out London Transit and Beijing Transit, is Professor Washington Ochieng. Guys, there is no 2 ways about it. Now people ask me, so what are you going to do with Matatus? Matatus, there's space for everyone. Because the train is not going to get to go. There's going to be parking silos. There's going to be, the last mile taking you to your houses. They can also participate. They're in circles. They can invest in owning some of these locomotives. We can trade some of them, but there must be space. There's no 2 way about it. So you need also to have a governor with the political resilience to make these tough choices. They will not be popular. They are not going to be popular choices. But we must make that choice. Because when you look at Nairobi, it's very easy to provide interventions that just help you get by today and tomorrow. But we must have a 10, 20, 30-year vision of the city and bring it back to what we must do now, in the next 5 years, and the next 10 years. So of course, there needs to be a unified entity that sorts out transport. Some roads are the national government, some are the county government. You have traffic police second-guessing traffic lights. Because the policeman, where he stands, all he can see is this, where he is. And his intervention here creates a problem down the road. So we must develop technology and sort that out. That is the future of Nairobi. So that transport and look at it in terms of mobility. Someone was saying, there's so many people walking, let's build more paths for them to walk. I told you, that's a very elitist argument. These guys are not walking because they like walking. It is like saying, give them cake. There's no bread, give them. They're not walking for health. They want to be home faster and they want to go to their offices faster, but they cannot afford the public transport. It trains, fares go up by 300%. So of course, we have to build paths for people to walk, but let us create affordable, reliable, predictable mass transit. So that I know if I'm in Ngong, there's a train from Karen and I'll go to South Sea by 7:20, I'm there, it's on time. There are many entities ready to partner with us to do that, and we can do it off balance sheet as Nairobi City County. So we hope we also get a national government that we can partner with to do some of these things. Let me move quickly. And I'm sure we might have a Q&A discussion to discuss that. Water. Let me go to water. Now, I've had the proposals and the intervention with storm drain, water, integrated systems, sewage systems. But the first thing you must do when you're talking about water in the road is understand the problem of water. The problem of water in Nairobi is 2 or 3 things. Number one, the quantity that we get. Nairobi has 4 water sources. The first water source was developed in 1907. that is Kikuyu Springs, just after the campus. Kikuyu Springs is a natural, water source. It provides for 1% of our water. After that, in 1937, we are now with the Ruiru Dam. That one provides around 4% of our water consumption in Nairobi. Then the bigger project came in Njambini, which is called Sasumwa Dam. Sasumwa provides 11% of our water needs. Then later is where now we developed Ndakaine. Ndakaine or Thika Dam gives us 84% of our water. Since 1997, we have not created another water source. No other water source has been developed yet to completion. So every day, the amount of water we get in Nairobi is 525.6 million liters. But the requirement is 850 million liters a day for Nairobi. So you can see the shortfall, first of all, in terms of quantity. Fortunately, there is what we call the Northern Connector program, the Northern Connector tunnel, that is ongoing. The tunnel is 94% complete, the piping is at 30%. That will provide for us, and that is from Uganda as well, around Maragua side, bringing water. That will provide for us another 140 million liters. And it will end in 2032, at the end of 2023. Sometimes I have dyslexia. 2023, next year. Next December, at the end of next December, we'll have another 140 million liters of water additional. So that means we'll still have some shortfall, but we'll have satisfied 85% of the water demand, isn't it? So if anybody tells you there's water in the first 2 months, they're lying to you. The quantity problem will be sorted out progressively. After Northern Collector 1, which now will reduce, right now we have 65%, we're only able to serve 65%, we will move to 85%. Northern Collector 2 will end in 2028, and that then will be able to fulfill it. But remember, that demand of the 850 million liters grows every year. Yeah? So there's also the growth in demand. So that's the first aspect. The quantity of water, where the water comes in, the reservoirs, and you can go into those details at a later date when we have time. Now once you're receiving the water, there's a problem of distribution of this water supply. The distribution of water supply, we have many areas in Nairobi that have no piping. Where we have not created, there's actually no piping. If you go to Karen, it's dams and boreholes. You go to Nado, if you look at some areas of Kasarani, whether it is Jiru, whether it is Hawaii. So we actually need to solve the infrastructure issue. And that is something Nairobi Water, which is owned by the county government, is working on and needs to be supported more to work on. But there's the third problem that Carol mentions is the corruption and the cartels. So your people, and it's very, I don't know how to say archaic or very primitive. So your people who know where those taps are, they actually give us. And this person maybe worked in agriculture years ago, or worked in which entity, wameenda, wamefunga, kuna crime against the people. In fact, it's a national security issue. So we're using SCADA technology, where you can actually monitor on an arm. Those assistant city managers reporting to the Honorable Mushiri can be able to see and sort it out. So we need to follow the quantity, and we can be able then to have water. Imagine more than 80%, and I think maybe you guys, I can tell a good percentage, I think all of us showered this morning. Imagine, more than 80% of Nairobians have never had a shower from the top. You know, like shower. They bathe bottom up. from a door or a bucket. Because, I'm telling you, okay, that's not really what bottom up is about, but that is how it is. And it's communal showers. I mean, is that dignity? That is not dignified. So we must be able to deal with the infrastructure. By the end of next year, we'll have an improvement, and we'll make sure that every household has a tap to every house. Seeing water bowsers labeled in a mess is not the solution to our water problem. Water must come into everybody's household, and it can be done. This is what has been done before the social connections policy with the World Bank, especially in the low-income geographic areas. We've studied it, we're going to implement. Let me move to the next thing. As you can see, we have a lot to talk about. Solid waste management, of course. We must be able to make sure that we clean our city. Our city is dirty. Our city is extremely dirty. There are many places with huge heaps of garbage. What we see in town, for people like you to say, oh, these guys are working. They have cleaned the car on the outside. But people are dodging mounds of garbage. The other day I was addressing a rally in Mole, next to a huge heap. Huge. And they said, "Told here." So I called one of the people dealing with it and said, "Please, simple it." And the guy's answer was like, "Okay, stop." And the next day it was removed. Meaning that the ability to remove it, but there's no reason for them to do it. So of course our structure of governance with the boroughs and city managers and accountability will make sure that once we've given Njoroge Muchiri and the city managers what they require, my work is to drive around. And I'll drive around the car. Ukiona takataka, we know who's in charge of this area. Why is there garbage to go? There must be that level of accountability. We must reduce the commercial aspect of garbage business. It's huge business. People are being paid hundreds of millions monthly, to deliver garbage to the Dandora dumpster. Where they get it from, you don't care. So they come with a truck, it is weight coming in and going out. What kind of accountability is that? Some of those trucks are filled with water, they have water to increase the weight. When they're not paid, they dump it in somebody else's. We must redo that structure. Ideally, it should be what we're talking about Camero. I remember when I was growing up every Tuesday, and I think Monday, and Friday, the truck would come, there were bins in our estates, bins, but we collect our garbage. It is a public service. What you used to pay for water included your garbage. But today, Nairobians are paying for their own garbage, you're paying for your own water, you're paying for your own security. What is the county government for? So we must rework that model of garbage collection. It cannot be that commercial. I must know this is your zone, under this borough, it must be clean. Paying you based on what you deliver to the dumpster. But you're bringing garbage from Kiambu or from elsewhere. You have not cleaned. Our challenge is not filling the Dandora dumpster, it is cleaning Nairobi. And that is where the focus needs to be. And we promise you a clean city. So it needs more of a long-term, medium to long-term thinking. We can't say, oh, we have a monthly cleanup. No. The monthly cleanup that is done, that Kagame does, is not actually cleaning the city. The city is being cleaned by the Kigali officials. This one is just to show people our responsibility as well as citizens. Because we will do our part. I will make sure there are bills. But now you, as an Nairobian, as a citizen of Nairobi, must be able to put your trash in the bin. So that one cleanup is just giving us our responsibility. Wajibu wangu, this is what I'm my practice. But as governor, the buck stops with me to make sure the city is clean. Recently, I was in Korogosho with Masai Ujiri, who is Toronto Raptors president. And we built a basketball court. He had built, not me. I just can't hear it for politics. Just to get Bonga points, but I support that program with the kids. And later on, over dinner, he was dismayed. He said, look, we built this beautiful basketball court, but these kids are going to get respiratory illnesses because of what they're inhaling. In Kenyatta, there's an entire wing for Dandora because of respiratory illnesses. That dump site cannot stay as it is. We must do waste to energy. People have been approached to do it. The problem has been previous regimes have wanted a cut before it is done. And finally, we have gotten goodwill. I was in Dandora that day at APC with the MP and MCS. For the first time, they have said they want that thing sorted out. That has always been the problem. So those are the things we do immediately. You get in when the goodwill still exists. We can light up our city based on the energy coming from that dumpster. But all we will start is a garbage factory, probably in another landfill, because you must sort out the garbage first before now when the plastics go here, the organic goes here. This produces energy. This can be recycled. So as we do that, we sort out Dandora. And it's a political thing. You must be able to have the public there trust you that they will be part of that process. And the people of Dandora can as well have shares in that energy production company. Otherwise, you will not get there. Even cops are afraid of getting into some of that dumpster. I'm sure some of you will understand what I'm talking about. In including some of the gangs from criminal gangs are hidden there. So solid waste is something that we must do. Let me go quickly. We have a bottom-up economic forum, which I'm inviting all of you. We can go together after this, so that you can also input the thinking into the manifesto for the president and also for Nairobi. Let me finally just talk about health. And I have so much to talk about. I think you can see the passion. Healthcare in Nairobi is a problem. We must sort it out. I love these interventions, but we want to focus on 4 things. The first thing is the HR aspect of healthcare. I have sat with the nurses and the doctors and the personnel in Nairobi. They're not motivated, they're not provided for, they're stuck in the same job groups for the longest time. If you don't sort them out, there's no way you'll sort out our healthcare. It can't be that somebody has to do his private practice and show up once in a while. So we must sort them out. And it's simple things, including just how they are treated. They have nowhere to get their refreshments. There's no canteen in one. Sort of the HR issues. Make sure that they are comfortable. Of course, not exorbitant salaries. In fact, the nurses and clinical officers are really passionate about it because they have sworn an oath to serve people. But when you don't give them the tools they require to serve these people, even they feel bad. Number 2, decentralize. Decentralize the health management. Today, if you want an ambulance for many of you must get it from one central place. There's a story of Mama Mwinde, who had to see her child dying because the ambulance right where she could see her Mama Lucy needed 3 levels of approvals from Lady Nofi, she going to who goes all around. Just the ambulance is there, you can see it, the child is here, they need to be taken to Kenyatta. So that decision must be made at that level. So this decentralized way of looking at it is going to actually help us in healthcare. So I was talking about healthcare financing. Number 2, our supplies. Farm and non-farm supplies is a big problem. It's also cartel-like. You don't find a private hospital with excess Panadol or a lack of a certain drug. It can't be a coincidence if you go to a medical facility and you're told, yeah, tuna, like you can have a party, and you find there's a linkage between that pharmacy and somebody working in that hospital. That must be sorted out using technology. So I'm glad you're talking about health information management system, where we can be able to track with a chip. We're going to give you a card. Because if the facilities are ours, the doctors are ours, the nurses are ours, we can actually ring fence. And when we ring fence, a certain amount of the health budget will only stay in the health budget. So with that card, we can be able to tell you where to go to any dispensary. These are your issues, sort of the referral system. I'm glad NMS has built facilities, but those facilities are doing nothing. You can't have 24 hospital. A hospital is not a building. It is the service you get in there. So we must sort out the kind of service that is there, have the HR there, have the equipment there, and then say that we're serving Nairobi. So I know there is Babacare that is being proposed by Zimio, as we're proposing Sakaja Care in Nairobi, where Nairobi will have that card that has your information, and we can actually complement what the NHR is doing. Again, when we have time, along our period, we can be able to go into the details of that, and we'll invite you for the launch of our manifesto. So, safety and security, of course, that is extremely important. We must collaborate. Of course, it's a national function, but the county government must work closely with the national government. Our biggest threat, our biggest cause of insecurity is not lack of CCTV or lack of lights. It is millions of disengaged, disempowered young people who do not have hope and who are not engaged. We must partner with you, the private sector. Where you set up enterprise, we support those young people and get them jobs. That is the way we solve insecurity. People can get desperate to the level, even under that light and CCTV, they will steal. If I have to feed my child, if that person has to feed their family, they're going to do it despite the number of cameras, even a camera in their face, they will do it. But let us provide for them hope and opportunities and sort that out. So part of it is that in every ward we're going to provide 50 million shillings in a fund. 50 million shillings for business stimulus. And it's not just business, because you don't solve problems by throwing money at people. But together with yourselves, KEPSA, we're going to have business mentors in those wards, people who run a successful business to incubate other businesses that have the ability to rapidly scale and employ many people. And that is why in the Senate I sponsored the startup bill, and I think by there we did a lot of that work. Unfortunately, the National Assembly has gone on recess, we passed it in the Senate, but we without the law and implemented as a government in Nairobi, that we can de-risk the investment in these startups. There's no county or national government that can put enough money to a startup. No. But once we de-risk investors and you know whether your commitment is 30% of what you put in can get back in case that business doesn't work, it's going to go a long way. And we're going to have those hacker spaces. We want innovation. This is an innovative city. We're going to provide the spaces for young people to come and innovate, to provide solutions. So, ladies and gentlemen, which role can KEPSA and private sector players play? As I've said, in our administration, not mine. I won't be saying in my government. In our administration together, we must be at the center of it. We must partner in all stages. I know the private sector will be willing if you say, look guys, please, can you take over the food? You help us with priority. We want to do this with the young people, to plant trees, to clean the place. You can brand as much as you want. Reduce your marketing budget, put it in the billboards there, I'll give you incentives. It's another way we can partner with private sector. There are many areas that we can work together. I know people who try to sort out their streets. One of them was Wood Avenue. And the owners of the buildings there said, guys, can we do the paving and sort out the lights? They went to the county government said, no, that's our work. But the county government did not do it. So, we have to change how we see the city. We must own it. So we'll partner in that kind of way. You'll have a seat at the table together with us. We'll have this is not the last production, it is now 48 days to the election. I want to commit to meet you again in September after the swearing in, so that we can also now say these are the interventions we want and this is what we want to do. Number two, the area resident associations are going to play a key part in budget making. When you choose the chairman of your chama or your estate group or the treasurer, your levels of accountability are so high. When you say, oh, it is Baba Onyang who's going to be the treasurer, you say, no. That one will run away with the money. Let's have El or who or Baba Kamau, because you own that money. But when it comes to your 40 billion budget, Nairobi has always said, okay, that's another government. We must have you owning it. So every resident area association within the city that is recognized, and you have these sessions with Kara, are going to play a part with a certain amount of budget that you say, whether it is 20 million shillings a year, or guys, tell us what you want to work with. Medium, hold, accountability on it, determine the project, whether it's a 1-year project of 20 or a 5-year project of 100, so that you participate. Because you must build ownership of Nairobi. When you ask Nairobians, where do you stay? Carol will say, well, I stay in International, or I live in Karen. Very few say, I am from Jericho. We see Nairobi as a transitory place. We must say, I am Nairobi. And this is what our city is about. And I'm part of that story. Until we own it, we will not be able to transform it. So in a nutshell, and I'm sorry I'm racing because of time, we want to create a city of order and dignity. Let the rules be known. When you land in Nairobi as an entrepreneur, everything you require to start and move your business must be on your phone, that you can tell, and that we stick to our part of the bargain, you stick to your part of the bargain. A city of order and dignity, hope and opportunities for us all. Let's make Nairobi work together. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Sakaja, my name is Ngacha Nkoya. Part of the Unity Youth Sounding Board and I'm a member of the Kenya Private Sector Alliance Youth Board. I have two questions. One and a half. The first one is basically your youth engagement metrics for young people. What is your plan for engaging young people in terms of public participation? And number two, in terms of youth innovation centers, we've seen successes in the Isiolo Youth Innovation Hub. How can we replicate and even improve that in Nairobi and have the hope that young people need to solve the security issues so that we can be able to innovate and create businesses that thrive?
Thank you. We have gender.
The SDGs Kenya Forum. Thank you, Honorable Sakaja. And so my questions, I'll try and combine them, is the issues of schools. I'd want to hear maybe just how to engage the children in school. I know that's something that we really missed out in the few years. And also greening Nairobi, issues of climate action and change. And then lastly, maybe just the monitoring. You've spoken about great initiatives. And for me, I've always wondered, how then do we keep track once you come into power, for example? How do we monitor some of these very good aspirations? Thank you very much.
You almost have my vote, but before I vote for you, answer this. So Nairobi has a budget of about 30 billion, right? Out of this, 20 billion goes goes towards recurrent expenditures and administration costs. 10 billion goes towards development projects, some of which have already been launched by the previous regimes. You mentioned you're going to give each one 50 million shillings. We have 85 wards, that's 4.25 billion shillings. You minus that from 9B, we have 4B. How will you fund your manifesto? Thank you.
I want to ask what it is you are going to do differently from your predecessors to sort out the border menace. And I say this because politicians have a weakness of not being firm, you know. And that is what made the previous governors that we have now exported to other counties after failing in Nairobi. What is it you are going to do differently?
Mine is just, I'm called Jimmy Kileo. Mine are just 3 small things that you left out. You said you want to make Nairobi work again. My view is let it be great again, because Nairobi is a great city in East Africa. And I don't get tired of saying that. But the 3 things that I think you've missed out, and you need to add to your agenda.
A question.
Yeah, no, it's a suggestion. Yeah, one of them I think to me is making Nairobi a tourism city. Whenever we travel to places like London, New York, you have these city buses. We don't see any in Nairobi. The marathon is great at the Nairobi, urban tourism, and also preserve the antiquities. And lastly, it's a very big embarrassment to see areas like Riverside being decimated, bring down houses and high rises. Let's get this area zoned and prevent this urban mess that's going to turn Nairobi into what we don't want it to be. I think that's all. And also clean Nairobi River.
Last started from that year. Youth interventions and integration. I've been a champion of young people. I've brought legislation, 30% of economic opportunities for young people, because I believe unless you economically empower them fast, every other engagement, doesn't mean anything. And that's why young people are involved in violence, because they have nothing to do. So we must first look at it economically and political engagement, that their voice is heard. How do we do it? I am not a youth. I was a youth, so I need to put a queue within the government. Because I cannot say that I understand what you are saying. So that year, as a job proposal, come on board, let's work together, so that you actually aim there. We can't run for you. Let the youth be there, right? Whether it is CECs or extreme officers, let's have young people as well within our government. We must have them out economically fast. We must give them information. We need youth-friendly health centers. We need people to have them feel like they own the process and the system they engage. And that can only be done by young people within our administration. So for many of you, I'm young, but I promise you so much. For these guys, I am old and archaic. I can't understand 25-year-olds and 24-year-olds the way I would. So we need you guys on board. All this legislation I've done over the last 10 years. In fact, I've been rated the best performing senator price in a row because of different laws brought in. I feel it's now time to implement those laws. And I can only implement them as government. So I need you guys try to be within the government and we'll be reaching out. I've talked about the hacker spaces. All these young guys that I have and I love and not from, let them come. Let's have competitions. Give us an innovation for water. Give us an innovation for traffic management and take it forward. And we find amazing things happening out of young people. I spoke at the Institute for the Future in San Francisco and they were asking me, why is it that we're seeing so much innovation coming from Nairobi? I told them right now the world is a global village. We all have the same tools. We have, whether you're coding on this platform itself, we all have it, but our needs are different. You might be innovating for fashion, us we are connecting communities, we are doing cash transfer. And in the same way, we will not tell what 10 years ago, where we'll be in terms of technology, we can't tell 10 years from now. Recently we had something at home where I took kids from Bangalore. A young boy, 6 years old, who met a computer for the first time, won the coding competition, winning 14, 15 years, and he saw a computer for the first time during that camp. So there's a lot that we can give our young people with technology. Florence has asked about schools. I'm very passionate about schools. There's ECD, but Nairobi is supposed to provide. But we said we must go intervention with our primary schools. And Article 187 of the Constitution allows us to now transfer the function. Nairobi transfer functions to the national government. I'm taking them all back and asking the national government for some functions. One of them I explained. I went to a school in Latina in Laboratory North. I was donating lessons in 2020. After COVID, they had been vandalized. So as you donate the lessons, the children get excited and they go super senator, you know, and you ask, what do you like? Normally they say they want sweets, or you want balls to play, or if they're malicious, they say they want a school bus. These kids say they want lunch. Yeah? They want lunch. As a parent, you know what it means when I actually tell the stranger that they want food. There's a dire situation in our city. We are going to have a school feeding program, partnering with the private sector. So there's a group called Food for Education. Already we are already developing 13 schools in the South, where the CPF builds a kitchen. The food is heavily subsidized. 650 grams, it's supposed to be 5 shillings, it's now 15 shillings. The parents load that every day. And these kids, the performance has gone up, the attendance has gone up. I mean, you can't have more children out of school as a percentage in Nairobi than in Turkana and say we're the capital city. And these kids take the 650 grams of food, they eat and they carry some home. That is what the main families are going to do. So all the 2 public schools partnering with the private sector, we're going to build those kitchens, we're going to give our kids food, and I'm sure it will contribute to other private schools. So it's what's just a subsidy. We're not funding the entire program. Parents are going to chip in, whether it's 20 shillings or 15 or 5 shillings, but we must also chip in. Beyond that, of course, I sponsored the National Employment Authority, which created the authority, and part of what I was saying is that we don't have proper career guidance in our schools. And many of the courses that we offer at our universities are just postponing the unemployment of our young people. We must start career guidance, and give them mentors, let them know, and partner with the private sector to say these are the skills we require in the next 5 years. Simply come, look. These are the jobs that we need. Teach them this. We have many units teaching courses where no one is being employed. We don't need 1,000 guys doing forestry here. We need to work on our forest, but there's a number that is, optimal for what the market requires. Greening Nairobi, as I've said, is a priority. My office at KCC, we brought the top of KCC and just go to the 60. You see the 3 ecological zones of Nairobi different. Some parts of Nairobi are extremely dry and brown. There's no rain. In fact, you wonder what the ancestors there did. Is there some prayers that need to be offered? Because there's no rain, because there are no trees. It is serious interventions that stop desertification. In the 70s, there were interventions by leaders from Murang'a and Lika, if you know. That time to them why they say they must plant trees. Today, if you go on Thika Road and you go towards past Thika as you go towards Mambani, you will see the last tree planted. That they save this place from drying up because of such an intervention. We must have a target to plant trees together with as a private sector for Nairobi. And that will also help create jobs for our people as they engage in the greening. David talked about 30 billion, about the budget. Let me tell you, Nairobi collects now 8 billion. In 2016, we collected 12.3 billion. That was before we had KRA and enemies. Because it was my state. Nairobi has the potential of going up to 53 billion in terms of what we collect in the section of the properties law and the evaluation of the evaluation law. We've been using evaluation law in the 70s. And I know many people, and the guys, especially next door, property have an issue, we will agree. But it would be just a sudden spike, but we will break it down slowly. We can actually raise our revenue to more than 50 billion, 53 billion to be precise. On top of that, a lot as you say is being wasted. Let's cut down the waste. As government, I don't need 20 cars. If you look at hospitality pilot, and I'm sure you've seen those with them before, we're wasting too much time. Let's put money where it's actually needed. But for the real serious interventions, I've spoken about the water system, I've spoken about the mass transit system. If I depend on the money that comes to Nairobi, you won't sort it out. You know. So we want to have an infrastructure home. We need around 200 billion upfront to sort out a lot of those issues. You will not sort it. Trickle down, the little money that comes every month. Right now we're around, how much is it? 70 billion. They're about the rate, 72 billion. Some of those need that sort of national government. It's not the more than it's not the ours. But we must think about to increase our revenue. I've spoken to Kenyans around the world, in different places of course diaspora. they are really willing to participate and put their money into something they can see being done in their capitals. So we need to be more innovative. A lot of our projects can be off balance sheet using PPP model. There are many things we can do, but we must be able to have that stimulus of 4.25 billion in each and every ward. If you do that coupled with the 30% procurement role, let me tell you, in 2 years we transform this country and we transform our communities. And the women must be front and center, and our cabinet will have 50% women. Super chatting was what we were doing before. And I told you I've studied the previous governments, Kero and Soko and this. The first thing to be different. If you don't fight cartels, it's not the problem. You must refuse to battle them. You must refuse their money. Even now during campaigns, they are offering. Me, I use what I have when I get from who are more commercial interests in the city. You must not do business with the capital yourself as a governor, because then you're conflicted. But then you must also know you cannot be a one-man show. That I am the guy who is going to solve Nairobi, or I'm the best manager. No. Nairobi is homeless. You touch this part goes up. You touch this part goes up. So what you need to do, first of all, is explain a proper way-forward vision for the city, of where we want to go to and get the proper managers in the different sectors and guide them. Let them do their part. What the DG is in charge of, let them do it. What somebody in healthcare is in charge of, let them do it. But you create a vision, and you must have serious political resilience. Let me tell you. If you don't have political resilience, you resign in Nairobi. Because if it's not potatoes, it is the MCAs in Kitchen. If it's not MCAs, it is the hawkers. If you don't have that political resilience. So I think what I will do differently is work with my team. I'm not a one-man show, work with the private sector. And I'm not saying this for a campaign. I think, Carol, I'm the only senator who's ever asked for a round table of CAPSA. Isn't it true? Because I believe in same engagement. Area resident associations, Nairobi has amazing abilities. The work of the governor is not to come and wave a magic wand, but to make the best out of all of us as Nairobians to make our city work. And my brother said, why make Nairobi work as opposed to make Nairobi great? We need to make Nairobi work. Nairobi is not working when you have to wake up your child at 4 a.m. to be in school at 8. Nairobi is not working when that mother had to lose a child because the approvals for an ambulance could not be wrong. It is not working. It is not working when there's no water in the house. It comes twice a week, if at all. Let's just make the basics work. Order and liquidity. Then it will become great. Once it is working, Nairobi must be a tourist capital. Every serious capital, in some places, Nairobi is more famous than Kenya. And that's why I keep saying, what is the vibe? What is the identity of our city? What vibe are we trying to create? That this is a land of opportunities. And we must, it's a peer thing, by the way, to a great extent, to brand our city. To say this is what Nairobi is. We have an annual arts and cultural festival where we cruise down streets for 3 days. Let's showcase our different cultures. Let's bring food. Let's have our artists. Some of these big bridges in Kenya, our artists can do things on them. The other time when we were banning matatus having graffiti, I went to my friend Moha Graphics in ECD, Section 3. There had been a group of people from South Africa who came to see this matatu culture. We just were banning because we don't like how it looks. Let's be innovative. We can actually brand Nairobi. Along the Nairobi River, there's a program by the Planning House, which I have come to now, and we have to implement. We must widen that. This story of rebellion of 30 meters is nonsense. In the UK, the parliament is on the river. You can coexist with the rivers, And those are tourist places. Imagine walking down Nairobi River that has been expanded and is clean. On that side, there are markets. On this side, there are fresco restaurants where there's an umbrella and you sit and you enjoy your meal. That on this Saturday, we can have free markets in town. We close down at the Kano, and Sada Walk. Let's create that vibe around our city. And let me tell you, tourists are going to come. This is the only city capital in the world looking at animals in the natural habitat and in the back of the sky of the city. Why not do something around that? Number one, to streamline disaster management. And that's why, together with Mutulaki also, I sponsored the National Disaster Management Authority bill in Parliament, which passed the Senate. So what you just create, you stop this multiplicity of organizations. The next day you call there's a fire every day. These are the places, this is a disaster. You must centralize it. Number two, corruption costs lives. Corruption costs lives. Those buildings were approved by someone. Those buildings, I challenge anyone, just go to Huma today. Walk up that flight of stairs. I know I was heavy those days, but even now, you walk and you feel the building shaking. You see a car from the top, someone just face. You can't have it. So we must bring out some of those, or tell them to improve them, because those are lives at risk because of the inspiration of our house. Let me leave it at that, because of life I love along engagements of that. I will answer all the questions that were asked. Thank you.
Working with the private sector to ensure that we bring more quality and in management of the city affairs, to ensure that the things that we are used to in our otherwise orderly lives also translate to management of city affairs, management of what we get from the public and what we offer to the public. So I look forward to working closely with yourselves in the roles that defined for me. In addition to the city management, I'll also be responsible for the licensing process and management of business and all that. So I think this is the right place to be. Having come from ABSA, I feel very much at home here, so thank you very much for inviting us.